We're down here at City Hall, Portland, Oregon, starting a live stream. Actually, we got lots of, it's lighting up on the camera, we can see everything. We're trying to be some whistleblowers here, bring some corruption to what's going on with our government.
You said bring some corruption to what's going on.
Bring some corruption?
That's what you said.
No, we're trying to bring a light to the corruption. That's right. My words get twisted up. I'm glad I got help here. Because we don't want to confuse it. But we're down here at City Hall and at the City Hall building. We got a handful of people. We are trying to bring a light to what corruption has been going on in the government. Here's some of what's going on here. We're told we only have 30 minutes down here possibly before the police show up to ask us to leave. So we'll see what's going on here.
And say hello to our beloved military, because these documents also affect you. To our veterans, this also affects you. To obviously the Bundys, the Hammonds, and all of us throughout the United States, it affects you. And more specifically, the 12 Western states. This is why we're here. This is why the Bundys are incarcerated. This is why they assassinated Lorie, and this is why they stole the land from the Hammonds. And we got to also understand the connection with Uranium One, Hillary Clinton, Harry Reid, Jeff Merkley, Ron Wyden, Ted Ferrioli, Greg Walden, Gordon Smith, Jeremy Comey from the FBI, and Loretta Lynch, and Cliff Bentz, Boyd Britton, Andy Bentz, Linda Bentz, Stephen E. Grasty, Dan Nichols, Peter Russell. So these are all the names that are going to be coming out. These are the names that are going to be connected to all these bills. And this is why these criminals need to be prosecuted by a common law grand jury. At a minimum, by the Attorney General himself. Because these documents do not lie. And these documents, what I'm going to say, is for them, for the American people to decide what is true. And are we going to hold these criminals and indict these criminals from Salem all the way to Washington, D.C., including Uranium One and John Podesta. That's his name's on it. And this will be elaborated with Senator Chuck Grassley's two letters to Loretta Lynch with respect to Uranium One, Russia, China, ISIS, and Iran. So let me start over.
I'm here to say that these are authentic documents, and they have not been altered. These are authentication of things, of documents that we found.
Let me continue on. And I'm gonna throttle back with Maxine, because I think Maxine has changed the rhetoric in regards to what she's doing for the Oregonian, even though we know Les Zates is part of this. Okay, but Maxine, I know you were part and you covered this. And let me bring this out, because I know you're in court every day, and you were part of the Oregonian Winter 2008, Volume 35, Number 13, Annual Report Inside with regards to our water being patented and how these corrupt politicians, through the Water Conservancy Fund, which is Ron Wyden's earmarks, right, and Greg Walden and Errol Blumenauer. Well, guess what? Here we go. You want to read that, Shawna?
Which Oregon Wildland supporters fought so hard to implement and defend, could be reinstated immediately. U.S. Senator-elect Jeff Merkley, who will replace Senator Gordon Smith, stated that he wants to protect old growth forests and pristine wilderness, including the Wilderness Road.
And actually, are they actually doing that? If they're actually doing that, then why in the world did they give all these to over 200 mining companies through Harney County, Malheur County, and Baker County? And right here with the Senate Bill 113, it says they're environmental and radioactive to our environment when they extract these minerals. I didn't say that, that's what the bill says. So are they actually protecting our resource, our natural resource, or they're actually stealing our minerals and our land and our water? And Maxine, I'm not going to go too hard on you because you changed the rhetoric and I greatly appreciate it. And guess what? We also know that these criminals behind the Western Oregon Plan Revision, WOPR. And guess what? We have those documents too. And those can continue elaborating off your material of what you wrote, Maxine. So I think that you'd be a perfect candidate to be subpoenaed with respect to this document. And these documents will lead up to all these cockroaches. So Maxine, what are you planning to do? I will see you Monday too. And I will ask you about this article, this specific article that you participated in, called The Oregon Wild in 2008. This is John Budista, or Budesta, okay? John Budesta knowingly gave uranium-1 through Wikileaks emails that we have in our possession, that gave uranium-1, all the uranium in Harney County, Malheur County, and Baker County, right here. This guy, and he is the chairman for the Clinton Foundation. Here you go, right here. And we got the emails, thank you to Wikileaks. And I greatly appreciate what Wikileaks did. And this couldn't have been done perfectly without Wikileaks' help, without them releasing the information, and without releasing Senator Chuck Grassie's letters. Because they all come together. This is why our patriots stood there for the Hammonds. Because they were unconstitutionally having their land stolen for the Clinton Foundation to sell their uranium to our enemies. While you send your men and women overseas to sacrifice their lives. Again, I will reiterate, this is Ron Wyden's financial disclosures. I want you guys to look at Ron Wyden's financial disclosures on how they're tied up to the hedge funds, to Canada under the Oregon Legislative Investment Council. And they're all tied up to the mining corporations. How his son Adam Wyden created his hedge fund. And here you go. These hedge funds are all in the Oregon Legislative Investment Council, and all these other hedge funds that they participate in, which Ron Wyden earmarks, are also tied, including his financial disclosure form, are all connected.
Callan is spelled C-A-L-L-A-N.
Here you go. And these and when you go through the whole list of Callan, you will see the names, and you will see the corporations all tied to these to the hedge funds.
So I think that they just removed them from underneath the public.
We're moving outside peacefully. We've been asked to move out to continue our speech. It has quit raining for a moment, so everybody just hold for a minute. We'll keep talking a little bit. We're just about done here. We're just trying to do a peaceful speech down here, bringing out some of the corruption that's going on across our nation.
This is.
I do.
They're still in our future.
Oh,
They're still in our children's future. They're still in our grandchildren's future.
I better go do that. Gotta move them all? No, we gotta go do it. I'll go get care. Roger.
They're telling us we got to move some vehicles that are parked in a city parking area, that we're going to get some citations. There's an officer that's behind us that I don't have him on video at the moment, but they are being nice to us and peaceful. But we'll continue our speech here in just a moment. Tomorrow in court, you don't want to miss court tomorrow. You don't want to miss up the updates that we're going to have tomorrow also. Some very important stuff coming to light.
So as I continue on, this is the state sovereign. This was done by Jefferson Powell and Benjamin J. Prester. And this is the Supreme Court decisions. These are not mine. I did not fabricate. I did not create these. And I did not alter any of these documents. Okay? This document right here, I'm going to read 2 pages on it. And you're going to see the separation of powers and also a Supreme Court law with regards to the state and federal lands. Matter of fact, I'll even give Shawna Cox the honor of reading this.
States have power over the land, navigable waters, real property, wild animals, and persons within their territory. This kind of sovereignty is also what is transferred from Congress to the new state government when a United States territory is admitted into the Union. Under the language used by the court in Arizona versus California, a justiciable controversy is presented only if Arizona, as a sovereign state.
Right, and this Supreme Court ruling is going to be called Arizona versus California 298 U.S. 558. basically states that the states have control of all lands. What the hell is the federal government arresting our patriots? This is a state issue and not a federal issue. And the only reason why Anna J. Brown would not recognize this is because she has her money in these hedge funds where they're stealing our minerals in our land, in our water, using through federal grants and federal policies. This is why Anna J. Brown refuses to recuse herself or remove her or disqualify herself. She has a financial gain through the Oregon Legislative Investment Council. And yet she's violating one of the Supreme Court rulings. In addition to that, there's actually separation of powers, and she calls herself a judge, and she calls herself an honorable judge. What the hell is honorable about her? There's nothing honorable about this criminal. She's a criminal in a robe, and she also should be participating in being indicted under Article 3 for treason, because she's also aiding and abetting Uranium One to go ahead with the Clinton Foundation, the same Clinton's family that appointed her as a judge with Anna Akins, and ruling in favors so the Chinese can have our uranium and gold and silver and copper with the Russians, Iran, and ISIS. Is it a conspiracy? Yes, it is a conspiracy, because it takes two or more individuals to conspire for a crime. And they're conspiring, committing, and perpetuating fraud upon the American people, in our military, again, in our patriots. This is what they're doing. Now we're going to go ahead, separation of powers. The federal government is a substantive way in expressing the state-federal separation of powers that the court views as a safeguard for liberty. So what the hell are we doing, having our patriots incarcerated and the authority of the federal government when the federal government has zero jurisdiction? Zero. These are Supreme Court cases. What the hell's going on? And I tell you what's going on. She's part of this. She's part of the Lewis and Clark show right here. The same characters that are behind all these bills. And she's ruling in favor of all the land grabbing. 80-90% of the bills she's a part of. So should there be a grand jury investigation against Anna J. Brown and Anna Akins and Stacey Beckerman? Yes. Oregonians, this is all the evidence. It's time for you to rise. It's time for the people to rise. It's time to replace these criminals with good, replace these dirty politicians.
It's a Republican form of government.
Yeah, back to our republic under Article 4, Section 4, and the Federalist Papers 49. It says we are a republic.
We've got to vote in the good people. Now, election's coming up, and we've got to get the right people involved.
We need everybody here tomorrow.
Yeah, Mark Callan, you're more than welcome. We hope that the Oregonians listen to the evidence and elect you, because this criminal right here has his money all over this cookie jar. Would you, sir, go ahead and arm Russia with uranium? Would you give China or ISIS uranium?
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. And why is this criminal Ron Wyden doing it?
Because he's lost touch with the people. He's been in there for about 35 years, and he needs to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Jeff Merkley needs to be next. Greg Walden, Ron Wyden, Ted Ferrioli. These criminals need to be gone.
You have to put people appointed.
And they're all appointed. David Ward's appointed. Stephen E. Grassi's appointed. Kate Brown's appointed. Oh, Anna Akins appointed. Well, we got Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, through the environmentalists, because guess what? Back when Bill Clinton was the president, he was part of this environmentalist with Russia. I advise
and declaring all of these monuments and things across the nation, because that's all it is to lock up the resources. They've done it time and again over the years, and they keep doing it, and we're just.
And look into Bunkerville. This also applies to Bunkerville. This also applies to the Hague family. Of guess what? The Clinton Foundation. They're all part of the Clinton Foundation. None of these are immune. They're all connected. And it is a conspiracy. Because through the Clinton Foundation, they're stealing our natural resources. Your natural resources. Your children's natural resources and your grandchildren's resources. So I want every American to come out tomorrow in front of this courthouse and join us to face Anna J. Brown and her conspiracy to defraud you. Because it's what it is, a big conspiracy. Any words?
No, but thank you.
And thank you, America, for your time. I appreciate it. I apologize, but this is passionate and this means a lot to me. This means a lot for everybody, for everybody's family, for our military, especially our military that's overseas fighting.
Absolutely.
And you want the
So,
truth.
God bless our republic.
Thank you.
Did you want to say anything more?
For the truth. Yeah, come on in.